My abstract work draws inspiration from Buddhism, Islamic architecture, and global exchanges. The environmental, political, and spiritual aspects of pattern are examined. A gardener since childhood, nature is also a significant theme. The garden at my New York studio provides organic patterns for my work. My garden also links to a larger history with perennial plants transplanted from my Italian grandfather's garden. I also examine nature in pop culture and religious iterations. Here, spiritually significant Japanese cherry blossoms are silk-screened or photographed and juxtaposed with Victorian illustrations of colonial trophy plants. Stylized lotus flowers from ancient and contemporary sources reference complex spiritual legacies. I fuse the fine art with the decorative. Modernist traditions such as the grid and op art also inform my work. Coming out of a sculpture background, I never paint with brushes. I work with silk screening, stamping, and stenciling. These repetitive processes become a physical mantra in the studio. Paints are screened on canvas or textiles. Patterns serially reappear over years, paralleling pattern migration through cultures and history. This seriality references artists like Andy Warhol and Yayoi Kusama. Their work, like mine, is hybrid. Like pattern and decoration artists, my inspirations are global. I've worked in India, Japan, and countries in Asia, North Africa, and Europe. Islamic architectural patterns are persistently influential. The decorative and orderly is overlaid with cultural and political cacophony. Silver pigments add a metallic edge. Immersed in Eastern religions, many of my works deal with the universality of spiritualism. Influenced by their prominence in Eastern religions, textiles have become significant in my work. Textiles also signify the flexibility of identity in a modern, hyper-connected world. My first paintings, textiles, premiered internationally in India at the Kochi Biennale Collateral Projects. Using contemporary sari fabric, the works referenced India's colonial trade and current issues of worker exploitation. These paintings were later exhibited in New York, which has its own messy slave trade legacies. Following a recent Fulbright Art Award to Asia, I now paint on international and upcycled textiles. Some are solid in color, others are already patterned. Asian silks, satins, synthetic polyester, and domestic bed sheets are reassembled into textile canvases. These canvases become sites on which to layer my own color and pattern lexicons. Digital patterns stamped with Indian wood blocks connect the contemporary to historic traditions. Shimmering mica and gloss enamel contrast with the matte textile surfaces. Other paintings incorporate silkscreen papers and fabrics laminated onto canvas. Large-scale pop art botanical cutouts add physicality to the surfaces. These paintings and works on paper were recently exhibited at Knies Barnes Fine Art. The work continues to present opposites. The botanical florals are both familiar and joyous, yet ominous and looming. Painted with lush gloss enamel, the pink, lime green, and orange reference Andy Warhol's saturated neons. These exuberant colors also evoke the international visuals of danger. Colors to warn us of urgent alarm, to heighten our attention in precarious times.